we'll see.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. It is February 23rd here in our great state of Iowa. Nathan Creeps, joined by my co-host, the Big Daddy Bort Scheller, who I was just referring to as Puxy Tiny Phil, because he belongs in a cage with them with one of the worst predictions of the year, saying that winter was officially over last week.
What was I thinking? I know better. I live here. I've lived here my whole life. I know that winter is never over in February.
9 inches later, my driveway, a stuck wife at 6 in the morning, the driveway, trying to get to surgery over in Independence. And dude, my in-laws got 15 and a half inches up in New Hampton.
I know, dude. The Northeast Iowa area got so much snow.
Oh man. The crazy part was, like, on Monday they were saying at most Waterloo might get 1 inch. It was all going to be Northwest Iowa, and each day just slowly kept creeping in, and we got absolutely blasted.
Yep, and then it was that perfect diagonal across the state of Iowa where even last Monday I didn't think we were going to get hit, and then just from the southwest corner all the way to the northeast, we got pummeled. And I apologize to everybody for jinxing winter being over. I do think it's going to be really nice this weekend, so it's a short-lived apology. But
We're supposed to get more snow again Wednesday. You see that?
It's
2 to 3
gonna be
inches.
gone in like a day. Yeah.
But
The snowstorm kind of sucked. I don't know about you. I had a very chill weekend. Didn't do a whole lot. Just felt like I got snowed in the middle of February again. But that first day that it came down on Friday, Darian gets out just fine for work, goes to Lush Family Dental. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, we probably got a few inches, whatever. Didn't look outside at all. Open up the garage door, start backing up, and my little Nissan Altima got stuck in our driveway.
Oh, so you got stuck too.
Yeah, so I did get like instant karma for that prediction.
Okay, good.
Chilled myself out for a few minutes. And
Yeah, so they canceled work for me Friday, and I was sleeping in, and I've been sick all week. I was sick. I got sick from like Tuesday night to about Thursday. So I was trying to catch up on my sleeping in, and all of a sudden the wife wakes me up. Nathan, my car's stuck. Scared the living hell out of me. I was like, oh shit. And I went out, and I knew there's snow coming, obviously, right? It was snowing the night before. I figured it would be enough for her just to back out, and then I was just to get out of it, right, in the morning, and then go to work, and then I'll snowblow the driver later in the day. Once it's also, I don't want to do it twice, but I underestimated the amount of wind and drifting that snow was going to cause, and so our driveway was cooked. And I get out there, she's balls deep in the snow. And it was so bad that the two snowplow drivers came by, and they got out of their vehicles and they tried pushing her out. There was no dice. So we got the snow blowout, cooked around, did a lot of shoveling underneath. And we got a video I sent you. Maybe we could throw that up here.
Oh, we'll throw that up. Yep.
Taking the old John Deere lawnmower to get the wife pushed out of the driveway. And the camera eventually fell. Didn't get the final push, but the tractor was able to get the job done and get her sent on her way.
Yeah, I did get the video. We'll throw that up. I'm so surprised that worked. I didn't think your mower would have enough horsepower, but anything green and yellow, baby. I love that. Great commercial for John Deere if you get the full video.
Yeah, no, worked just fine, and eventually got the job done. Went over, got neighbor Dan, had to get one back on him, got him taken care of in his driveway. So maybe he might be able to get me Wednesday when I'm out of town. Cross my fingers. But yeah, no, about 4 or 5 o'clock that evening on Friday, we went to New Hampton to go golf in the great in-law simulator. And Highway 63 was a disaster. Absolute disaster.
I bet it was.
It was disgusting.
It was crazy. I don't know how quickly it melted for you guys, but it felt like the Des Moines area was like back to normal almost like by the end of the day. But it kind of, I suppose, depends on how many plows are in your area. Because like once that concrete starts showing, obviously it gets a little bit better. But 63 didn't get touched.
No, they touched it, but it didn't matter. There's so much snow up there. Dude, Des Moines, for some reason, gets like 10 degrees warmer than anywhere in the state. So that has a huge impact. I've always noticed that. Yeah. And by the time we got to the in-laws, right, he lives on a huge farm, and he had a skid loader out all day pushing that snow. And you got that. He had like 15-foot drift piles. And then you would have thought you're in freaking Antarctica when he got there. Disaster.
But you got to hang out with the golf simulator. Did you watch any USA hockey this weekend?
Didn't watch a single bit of USA hockey until I woke up at like 9 in the morning on Sunday and totally forgot they were playing. And I caught the third period, which was absolutely terrifying to watch Canada continuously just pound us into the net, but we had the best goalie in the history of hockey, apparently. And watching Jack Hughes knock off the final punch to them with the golden dagger.
It's incredible, dude. I turned it on at the end of the third period, so I literally watched 2.5 minutes of the game and got to see Hughes bring it on home, bring the gold home to the now the hockey capital of the world. I don't know, but I did realize something, Nate. After winning this gold medal, after proving that the USA is superior in almost every single way to Canada, Canada is very easy to rage bait.
Oh, God. Well, imagine them listening to this right now, how we woke up just to watch the third period because it's America's 5th best sport. Us not really caring, but you still want to have some patriotism, beat the shit out of Canada any chance you get. We now beating them in U.S. men's hockey, U.S. women's hockey, their number one sport, and we stole their number one girl, Tate McRae, from Canada, who now belongs to Jack Hughes.
I just heard that too, and it's like assault on all fronts. I think Justin Trudeau tweeted out something. He actually, I mean, he did steal Katy Perry, so I'll give him that. But he's like, you can try and steal our country, you can try and take our game, but it's just not going to happen. And then it's like we took.
What do you mean? What do you mean he stole Katy Perry?
Is she Canadian?
No. Wait, are they dating or something? Or am I missing something?
Yeah.
Are they married?
I think they're still dating.
They're just dating? Okay, I didn't know that.
They're married yet. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like an eye for an eye situation with the women, but
Tate McRae's the new hottest singing and pop right now. So good for our boy Jack Hughes getting his teeth knocked out and bagging it from Canada.
Yep. So we ended up getting, second in medals then? Is that kind of how things have shaken up?
To be honest, I didn't even pay attention to the medal counts. I know we passed a previous record for most gold medals and overall medals for U.S., but I don't think it's possible to who won Norway. Probably
Norway was up by quite a few medals, so even if we won a couple more, I don't think we were going to pass them. I'll be honest, the Winter Olympics is a snooze fest for me. I'm not a huge fan. Every time I turned on the TV, it was curling. I'm just not interested, and it's the heat. Like it's like the rising action of college basketball right now. So I just have no interest in it.
Yeah, see, that's a problem. College basketball is getting so good right now, especially if a roller coaster of a week we had here in the state of Iowa. Son of a bitch. Wish it would have ended the other way. But no, overall, good weekend. Just the hard part was going from 70-degree weather. I know we do this shit every year. I feel like this year was a little more dramatic with the record highs. And then going back down to, I had like -12 wind chill this morning and a foot of snow near me. So that part sucked.
Yeah, it blows. And I just said something about how it feels like a lot of the time state wrestling is super nice weather. It was not super nice weather, and that made the traffic for everyone coming into town, hanging out at the Casey Center even worse, because what they do is in between their matches, they go to the Jordan Creek Mall, and traffic in Des Moines was just miserable this weekend.
Oh, God. I can't imagine if all that snow and the slush, state traffic from wrestling. You're going to have traffic you're going to have traffic for the next 3 weeks. Now you got state basketball for both boys and women's coming up here back-to-back weeks.
Yep, lots going on. This is going to be an insanely busy year. Getting married this year, quite a few trips on the schedule already. The winter is not behind us, I'll admit, but I'm looking ahead to brighter days. We got a lot going on, and our friends at MediaCom have a lot going on because they've extended their deal to anybody not in just the Cedar Falls and Waterloo area, which we have been waiting for a very long time. So bear with me with this new ad read and the 15-second commercial that you get to see and probably have seen this past weekend. They just started running this nationwide.
Lock in speed, lock in price, lock in gig. MediaCom fiber-powered 1 gig internet. Now just $50 a month. Locked in for 3 years. No hesitation, no bill shock. Shop online today.
Whatever you want. But it's a great MediaCom deal that you should lock in right now.
Yeah. Thanks to this bullcrap that Iowa just dumped on my driveway with 9 inches of snow, I was able to come back to my house and spend some quality time with my internet and playing Fortnite and watching all the college basketball I needed to on Sunday. So shout out to MediaCom for taking care of me the last couple of months and filling my needs for all my internet I need for Fortnite and watching my favorite sports. It's been great.
Yeah. I mean, perfect time to have that internet installed for you because it has been here and there a very blustery, cold winter. So anytime you're inside, you want to have that streaming up. Nate, PBS has the streaming rights for high school state basketball, so you can watch that via streaming. And obviously, we're going to have a couple teams representing in March Madness, so you do not want buffering and lagging right now.
No, now's the time to gear that bad boy up. So get connected with MediaCom. All right, Bryce, let's dive into the weather records here in Des Moines, Iowa on February 23rd. You guys had a high of 24 today, but your record high is 67 degrees set back in 1933. It could be worse because the low record is negative 10 degree Fahrenheit set back in 1989. Most precipitation, 1.54 inches, 1915. And most snow, 3.7 inches set back in 2012. And your average high, 38.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Just below the average. Hold out past Wednesday, and I feel like we'll have a great weekend. Be in town on Friday night. I'll be up in Cedar Falls. It looks like it's going to be high 50s for the Addy Awards.
Yeah, can't wait for that. It's going to be an absolute slush fest. So,
yeah,
just a terrible stretch of the year. I hate this part.
It is. It's nasty.
It was gonna be fine because it was all brown last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew you were gonna get some snow, but you're hoping it would have been gone in a day or two. But it got so damn cold. That's when I pissed off at you for saying that winter was officially over. It's the cold that gets you, brother. I can handle the snow for 1 or 2 days. On a brighter note, Bryce, here on this day in Iowa, February 23rd, 1945, Brooklyn, Iowa native Corporal Harold Keller was one of the Marines who raised the American flag over Mount St. Suribachi, or let me rephrase that, raised the American flag over Mount Suribachi during the Battle of Iwo Jima.
Such an iconic photo. Very
Seems
cool
like-
that we have an Iowa tie.
Isn't it? I was going to say, is that a top 3 photo in American history? Is it number 1?
It's got to be in every American history textbook. It's definitely it's a top. I'd say it's a top 3.
What's in
Probably
front
goes
of?
up with like, I don't know, probably an MLK speech in there. But yeah, probably beats that. That the Washington crossing the Delaware where he's on the front of the boat, but that's some made up stuff. This is an actual.
That's not an
photo.
actual picture.
Yeah, it might be number 1.
It's crazy how big of an impact Iowa had on World War II. You think of this picture of Corporal Harold Keller raising a flag in Iwo Jima. You got Saving Private Ryan, the film based off the Ryan brothers, and then the pilot for the Enola Gay, who dropped the bomb, was from Iowa. So Iowa made its mark in World War II.
Deep roots in World War II. Yeah, that is crazy. How long ago was it that we talked about Algona having the POW camp? Couple months ago?
Forgot about that too. One of the largest prisoner of war camps in the country was right here in our neck of the woods in Algona, Iowa. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we just started doing Iowa Fact of the Week again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I feel like we did talk about this one last year, but there's a few, Nate, like week over week. If we have overlap, they need to be talked about yearly because they're just big moments. But yeah, it's crazy. Even like the USS Iowa involvement. Yeah, huge impact from this little state.
When we go to World War III, we're gonna have our foot in the water. We'll be ready. Speaking of water,
Yeah, tell me about this guy. This is awesome.
an Iowa fisherman reels in a world record crappie. Not a world record, sorry, a state record crappie here in Iowa. The Iowa Department of Natural Resources announced that the record-breaking black crappie was caught on February 8th by Micaiah Thompson. The fish measured at 17.8 inches and weighed 3.95 pounds. Look how thick that guy is.
I know, what a beast.
That tastes,
What a beast.
That tastes so good. Just 0.07 pounds heavier than the previous record set in 2013. Thompson was able to reel in this beast in the Lake of Three Fires in Taylor County, just southwest Iowa.
Bravo, my friend. That is a beast of a fish.
That looks
and
like a guy.
I'll admit, I
that
think
would
that's
catch that
bigger.
fish.
I think that's bigger than any bass I've caught, and that's a crappie, folks. Very, very cool. You ever ice fished?
God, a long time ago. I used to ice fish with Dirty Dave, and shout out to Dirty Dave. He spends a couple months out here in the mountains of I think it's Montana or Idaho. He's always tuning into the show. So shout out
Nice.
you.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I've never done that, but it always looks really cool. So if you're out there and you want to host a couple hooligans, I would take you up on that. That would be a lot of fun.
That's something I want to do for like the Iowa to go tours, like a big fishing
Mhm.
trip with someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing.
Man,
I
every
took
single year when we go to that Wisconsin trip and we fish and we don't really know what we're doing, we think about it. Like having a guide would be really nice.
Don't you
Because
guys
we always
have?
catch a little bit of stuff here and there, but I mean, we have some success, but I know that we're not experts by any means.
No, I took my nephew last year for his birthday on a fishing trip, and I don't think I caught zero fish in 6 hours. And we went to like 5 different spots throughout the town of Laguna. And shame on me because I knew it. Algona is just a terrible fishing area. So this year, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to take him fishing. I got to get my shit together. I'm going to rent a boat or something because that was pathetic what we did last year. Maybe I need to meet up with Micaiah Thompson. Look at this guy. That is a guy. If you're a fish, that's the last person you want to see.
Dude, you do not want to see that beard. That's the last thing a fish sees before getting caught.
God, I bet he ate the shit. No, he probably stuffed it. Or did he just freaking eat it? He probably didn't give a shit.
I don't know. Maybe
is
maybe that is taxidermied somewhere. I'd keep that thing.
It's fish fry season. Dude, I ate fish 4 times last week. So that Friday in Denver, Iowa, had the cod sandwich. Came back Sunday. Or was it? Yeah. Sunday we went and got fish at Peppers, a cod sandwich again. Bought salmon at the store. Ate that on like Thursday. And then Friday was, it's fish fry season.
Yeah.
Went to a smallest town fish fry north of New Hampton. I got in there and got some more cod.
Great season though. It's a little too much. Like 4 days is too much.
It's a little too much.
Anybody out there that has a great Friday fish fry, that is another one I'd go try because I do love, especially when you catch like a local, like perch, walleye kind of fish fry. Those are the best.
All right, Bryce, I saw you put this in the notes.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear this story.
So obviously you pushed your wife out with your John Deere mower. Some other people were also using John Deere's to get themselves out of the snow. Gutenberg, Iowa resident is charged with a third-degree burglary after trying to return a tractor he stole during a snowstorm. So Tim gets stuck on the highway, needs some assistance. Instead of calling for help, he takes matters into his own hands and goes to a local farmer. Sounds like he was intending to borrow this tractor. However, the owner at about 4:30 a.m. realized his 4430 was getting pulled out of the driveway and used for things that he had not been asked for. When the burglar returned the tractor, law enforcement was waiting. So he tried to be slick. It wasn't so slick, and it sounds like he's getting a third-degree burglary charge, unfortunately.
So Tim's the one that stole this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to give Tim the benefit of the doubt here. It's a shitty situation you want to be in, especially that early in the morning. Maybe he would have asked, but it was 4:30 in the morning. He probably didn't want to wake up the guy.
He was actually being considerate. He didn't want to wake you up.
So maybe
he should have known that those farmers wake up early and they're always watching.
I love that he successfully. I love that he successfully pulled it off, and it's time to return it. Let's bring it back. I love that he knew what he was doing.
It's hard to keep a straight face while reading that. We'll see. I bet he actually gets off okay. He obviously had intentions of returning it. So,
in the great town of Gutenberg, Iowa, too.
Yeah, we can't go a podcast without bringing up Gutenberg.
No. That's one of my favorite stories. That's probably my favorite story I've heard in Iowa since the great Troy Mill plane hoax.
Yeah.
Just some Iowa shenanigans right there.
Dude, but Iowa has been everywhere with this story. It took over TikTok. I'm still seeing stuff from TikTok. So break this one down for us.
Yeah. Everybody knows about the Iowa Frat that's gone viral for the hazing incident. That happened back in 2024, but sounds like the footage just started resurfacing here on the internet because a 2024 hazing incident involving the University of Iowa's Alpha Delta Phi fraternity is going viral across all social media. The police-worn body camera footage depicted more than 50 blindfolded pledges. Look at them sitting in that corner, covered in ketchup, mustard, and alcohol. Dude, it's garnered like over 70 million views.
I know.
On social media.
Dude, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I see people in Florida talking about it. How can you not, though? It's hilarious, dude.
How do you, dude? If I was the police officer, I'd be laughing my ass off.
I would be too. And they were pissed off, man. They did not like the police did not want to be there. That famous line of like, call Summit. No, you call Summit. Just iconic moments. But such a cliche frat moment too. I didn't realize that stuff really
I was gonna
still
say,
happens, and
I can't believe that shit was still going on.
yeah. It's something else. I don't know if anybody was really hurt, but it's just toxic frat culture that everyone's like, what the fuck? It's funny, man.
Yeah, that pictures became a great source of all sorts of memes.
Yeah, well, let's throw some memes on here while we compose ourselves.
Dude, I swear to God, my guy's not shy. Go talk to him. Also, my guy.
Yeah, he's just standing in the corner covered in fucking ketchup.
How did this not come out
outrageous,
sooner?
dude.
I guess you really need the photo to do it justice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because hazing stuff, I feel like you see that every once in a while in the news, but
Yeah, it sounds like nobody's getting injured. They're just playing around with some ketchup and mustard. I've done way worse.
True. I mean, to be fair, yeah. Like, it's not that insane. It's just it's always funny when you get to see the photos and videos again. Hey, sometimes Iowa's on the map for good reasons. Sometimes we are the butt of the joke.
So during the body cam video, they were talking to one of the guys, and apparently they're trying to get a hold of like one of the leaders, out of whatever you want to call him, of the fraternity. And according to that guy, he was at Summit.
Yeah.
Why was he not there hazing his new pledges?
I know. Obviously, he didn't really care about the new pledges. They were doing all that for no reason because
maybe after
frat leader wasn't even there.
Maybe after they passed the hazing, they got to go out to Summit and party and celebrate.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
yeah, maybe the after party was there.
Yeah,
it's so amazing.
You smell like ketchup and mustard.
If you're a listener, I apologize. It's hard to not look at it.
Reminds me of yeah, stop. If you're on Spotify, go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube because we'll have all the memes up there.
I'm sure you've seen the picture, even if you're listening.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Neighbors?
Yeah.
You know, they're throwing peanuts at the guy. That's what I'm picturing. Hey, you one of our tour dates, go watch some hazing in Iowa.
Oh my god. So what's the repercussions? I guess we have this news story that we haven't even covered much news on. Like,
No.
did they ever get in trouble?
Well, I don't ever remember hearing anything about it 2 years ago, and then everything I looked into is about the video resurfacing. I don't know. They must not have gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
But the boys held quiet and they held their ground.
Yeah.
Strong-willed.
I don't know. We'll have to look up and see if they're still around on campus. We just did not grow up with that culture at UNI. UNI's frat life was not really existent.
No. Yeah, much different culture at Iowa and Iowa State for fraternity. That's for sure. All right. Well,
yeah. How do you even segue from that?
you don't. You really don't. It'd be easier. Both the basketball teams won every single game, but they didn't. So yeah. So both Iowa and Iowa State, we got a lot of basketball to recap here. We'll try to do it briefly for you, but both Iowa and Iowa State probably get their biggest wins of the season, and then with immediate losses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that almost a week ago today, we were very high on the Hawkeyes and very excited that we had just knocked off our number 9 ranked rival, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Take me through that night, Nate.
So I was going to go to that game, but I just started getting sick that night, unfortunately. The biggest thing right away is obviously it's the first top 10 ranked win for Iowa in nearly 6 years. So though, we're not a top tier team yet in the Big Ten, we're trending upwards, and the crowd was awesome. The student section is actually having an impact again for the first time in half a decade. We got our boy Chunks is leading that student section, being absolutely relentless towards Connor Essigen on the Nebraska Cornhuskers bench. We need that. We need Iowa. We need Iowa and Carver Hawkeye to be hostile. It can't be the laughing joke of the Big Ten anymore, a non-impactful environment, and you're seeing it become to fruition here. So that's what excites me most about this basketball program right now. And so you get your big win. First off, from that game, Bennett Sturtz, what you asked him to do to win that basketball game is absolutely unbelievable.
Yep.
He's averaging 39, like 0.5 minutes in the previous 6 games where he's already done everything to win his team those games. And now you have to come guard one of the most lethal shooters in the country for an entire game and score 25 plus points for your team to be a top 10 team in your arena.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bennett was incredible. I saw a lot of takeaways being that you can win a game where you score less, or, the combined total is under 120. Something that would make Fran McCaffrey roll over in his grave. So it was good after a terrible February. I think you had said last week that adjusted Iowa was ranked like 233rd in February defense. So to see a game where you're gritting it out, not scoring a ton of points, playing great defense, that was really nice to see.
Yeah, Iowa needed that marquee win, that first ranked win of the season, and you get it's always when Iowa needs a win at most, just give us Nebraska. We'll beat them in anything. I swear to God, it's awesome. So, and then the Fred Hoiberg thing. I don't want to get too much in detail about that, but that was funny. But hey, that's what I'm not agreeing with what he did, but you can see the energy coming out of Carver, and we're going to need that again Wednesday versus Ohio State. So Iowa goes to Wisconsin Sunday, and I didn't realize how good Wisconsin is.
Wisconsin has been the talk of, I feel like, almost every college basketball podcast, show, ESPN's hyping them up. Everyone has these guys. I think they're now talking like Sweet 16 because of the way that they can shoot now, and they have really. I think it's one of the hottest teams in college basketball, if I'm going to be a little bit over-exaggerating. I
don't know.
They're great.
I don't understand how they have 8 losses in the season. That's all I thought about the entire game while watching these guys play. That was my. It's like my wife was getting murdered out there. Hopefully she's all right. I'll check on her for the podcast. But yeah, I'm like, oh my God, these guys have freaking 8 losses. Yeah. And you knew there's no way Iowa was going to win this game. Every single player in Wisconsin can shoot. They're all 6'7". That I think it's Nick Boyd, was unstoppable. And that's kind of been Iowa's kryptonite this year, is when one guy gets an unstoppable feel, we absolutely have no answer for him. And those players have torched us this year. And that's a loss you shake off, no big deal, but you have to get this. You have to get this next one against Ohio State, who doesn't have a single quad 1 win yet this season. So a huge one coming Wednesday. It's another late tip off in Carver Wednesday, and I plan to be there, and I will plan to see Chunks hype up this crowd.
So you get to see Chunks. I've already thrown the video up on the post edit, so you guys have seen that now. Nate, last week I said we need to win 3 games. Not need to, but I think we can win 3 games to finish the season. We've got the one. Beating Nebraska was huge. Kind of new going into Wisconsin. They're one of the hottest teams in basketball. They don't get that one. I totally agree with you. I think you win the next 2. I think if you win those next 2, you feel pretty good about maybe an 8-9 seed in the tournament, regardless of how the rest of the season plays out.
You should win them, but we've seen Iowa go down the wire with Rutgers, go down the wire with Northwestern, and Ohio State's better than both these teams. And Penn State took Michigan State to the wire. It's just it's the Big Ten for you. No, there's no given answer
There's
on any
definitely
night.
No guarantees.
But but you're right. You have to win them. You absolutely have got to get these next 2, and then take a step back, collect your breath. Hey, you're going to the NCAA tournament. Now let's gather some momentum before we get there and call this first season a huge success under Ben McCollum.
I'd love 2 more wins, an early exit from the Big Ten tournament, and focus all your efforts on the round of 64.
Iowa State still fighting for that number 1 seed. They came out Saturday projected as the 1 seed, and then long-lived for a couple hours as they immediately suffered a loss to BYU. But prior to that, they got the win of the season versus number 2 Houston Cougars, and
one of the best basketball games I've ever seen.
That and one of the best atmospheres. The second ESPN flipped over, it was Monday Night Basketball. That gold out in Hilton. I got goosebumps looking at that.
Dude, it was so cool. The crowd pop when Heisey hits that corner 3 was one of the coolest sounding moments in an arena I've ever heard. And just you want to talk about grit from the Hawkeyes against Nebraska, dude, the grit to come back from down 10 in the second half after going on the typical ISU stretch where you just decide not to score for 5 to 10 minutes and get the win was unbelievable.
They hit every
again,
3.
You're at home, but
they hit every 3 they had to hit there at the stretch of that game. And Heisey, that crowd pop. Dude, that 3 was nuts. They threw it to him. He was in the shooting motion and caught it. He didn't even have a chance to bring it down.
Yeah, it's Larry Bird-esque, like the quickness of that shot and just clutch factor, man. It's cool. As a former UNI Panther, I claim Heisey, so that was fun to see him hit that shot. Kingston Flemings for Houston is really fucking good.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about last Monday before we aired the episode. I'm like, I think it's like the number 2 lottery pick. So basically, that I would say had to go against the first and second lottery picks in back-to-back games, and one definitely got the better of him. AJ DeBatsa had like 29 points, how many rebounds, and like 9 assists. Damn, one away from a triple-double. And you hate the phrase, you're getting a team at the wrong time, but you knew this was coming. I've had 2 predictions this year in my sports betting that were automatic locks. I said, boys, I've seen the future. It's going to be heads in the Super Bowl. And then I told my gambling chat, hammer BYU. There's no way Iowa State is going off these 2 emotional wins to BYU, who's been the kryptonite ever since they've joined the Big 12. And you're going to get this win in Proto, where BYU has been searching for this marquee win all season. It was just terrible timing.
Yeah. And I would argue that Iowa State's in a worse position than Iowa. I really think that they're going to be grinding out the rest of their season, really hoping that they can get that 16 seed, that 1 seed to 16 seed matchup in the tournament. And I think that's going to end up hurting them. I don't want to be like super pessimistic, because I love this Iowa State team, but I do kind of worry about that aspect of it, because the Big 12 is just a absolute gauntlet.
The pro for Iowa State is that they have the depth and they have the athletes and the size to be able to compete for that spot. Iowa is, you go against some of these teams, you don't even stand a chance the size of caliber that you're going up against. So that's one thing to lean on for Iowa State there, but it's an absolute gauntlet. You're right. Yeah. It's going to come down to the Big 12 tournament, where usually we say these conference tournaments don't matter for the Power 4 conferences, but if you're fighting for the number 1 spot.
Yeah, it will. It will for them. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
I think they have Utah is their next game.
Yeah, I was just looking up Iowa's schedule. We got Ohio State and Penn State. Iowa State has, let's see, that sounds right. Let's see here. They have Utah and then Texas Tech. And I think that they will take care of Utah. Texas Tech's going to be tough.
Well, Texas Tech's lost their star player, Toppin.
Yep.
BYU was also without Richie Saunders, but that allowed AJ DeBatsa to be AJ DeBatsa even more. So there's always that. It's like a new coach energy when you lose your star player. I was thinking there's rejuvenation in your program and your team for at least a game or 2. So maybe you're catching them at the wrong time. It doesn't matter.
2 weeks ago since they beat Arizona, so you know that they can. I agree. I think it's winnable,
but it's not just Iowa and Iowa State in this situation. It's all these Power 4 conferences. It's an absolute cannibalist fest going down, slaughtering everybody. So it's just get some wins, stay healthy, and get out of it, and feel pretty good about your stance going into the NCAA tournament.
Yep. Agreed. Hey, in about a week and a half, we got Michigan, and they just had a absolute bruiser of a game against Duke.
That's gonna be a tough one to talk about prior to the game too, about how matching up with Michigan, who's
so tall,
7'3" in almost every position, it seems like. So, geez, yeah, I don't even want to talk about that one. Beat Ohio State, move on. All right, so we're gonna be wrapping up this episode with the top 5 venues here in the state of Iowa. Pretty excited about this one. Did you do all sporting venues, or would you mix and match here a little bit?
I did a little mix and match, and I did throw a little bit of celebrity picking from Mike, the drummer from the Pork Tornadoes, who came on the show almost a year ago now and told us a little bit about his favorite music venue. So I threw in a little bit of mix of everything. I did not throw in, if you're doing sports, it's good, because I did not throw in a lot of sports.
Well, here's the thing: some of these sports venues are used for music venues too. So it's like, I didn't know how to play about that, because some of the biggest music venues in the state happen to be the sports complexes. So yeah, mine are strictly sports with the hybrid of musical venues. So you'll see. Lead us off with your number 5.
You're going to see quickly that I am all music, because I have Vibrant Music Hall in Waukee, which has quickly become one of my favorite places to watch a concert. I've seen 2 or 3 people come through here. One of the best bathroom situations, drinking situations, and standing room areas to watch a concert. It is quickly becoming one of the best places to go to a music event.
Doesn't it make a difference about easy access to beer and
Huge.
a bathroom?
Huge.
So the place you're drinking at, obviously you're going to have a quick bladder, and I have one of the worst bladders, and nothing's more frustrating sometimes than Kinnick trying to get to the bathroom with a long line. So
yeah.
that's nice.
Oh my God.
Good point.
That's a nightmare situation.
God, that's detailed. Hey, we're actually making sense. One of our top 5 listings for once here.
Yeah. Nate, I totally misread this though, because it is all music for me.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. I got the sports side handled here. My number 5 is Principal Park, home of the Iowa Cubs, and is it not home of the state tournament anymore for baseball? So I think
no longer.
Stupid. I hate that.
Still the dumbest thing ever.
Great background drop with the principal. Actually, no, the state capitol in the background, and just a place where any high school baseball player growing up in the state of Iowa dreams of playing to end your season for your small hometown. And I've been there a couple of times watching Bishop Garrigan play, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, it's awesome. I wish they would bring that back. It was a cool experience when Pella was there a couple times. And just I don't need to do it a lot, but one Iowa Cubs game a year is a great atmosphere. There's always fireworks at the end. Great choice. Love the Principal Park building area.
Number 4, the Iowa Event Center, also known as the Barn.
The Barn. Mm-hmm.
The Barn. And I remember going to my first state basketball tournament back when I was a little kid and walking into the Barn. You would have thought you were in the largest arena in the world of how steep it was and just the feel of the state basketball tournament energy in the Barn. And what an awesome nickname.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the barn has some aura for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was my first experience too. 2003, 2004, Sioux Center Warriors, back-to-back champs in the Barn.
Nice.
Number 4, Nate, Paramount Theater. I think this got mentioned by Mike as well, but I've been to this one, so I get to claim it. Paramount Theater is a very retro music venue that I would highly advise if you have a chance, maybe after work sometime, maybe Madison meets you down. Paramount Theater is super cool. Feels very like old school theater. It did get flooded out in the 2008 flood, so it's been a little bit reupholstered, but it is an awesome place to catch a show or music.
Down in Cedar Rapids, you're referring to. Sometimes Cedar Rapids catches a bad light for some people. Sometimes those two people are on a podcast.
Sometimes
but this is a legit thing I hear from everyone, and a lot of it on social media. And from Mike, the drummer from the Pork Tornadoes, I remember him bringing this up. If I'm correct, this is a legit place to go catch some live music.
Yeah, super cool. I would highly recommend. I'll circle back with the Hoyt Sherman, which is a very similar experience, just off 19th MLK Parkway in Des Moines. Very old school building. Double layered theater style. We saw Nico Moon, a country artist that we had originally seen at the State Fair for free, and then decided to go see him again at the Hoyt Sherman. Very, very fun, old school vibes in there. So back to back, 4 and 3, kind of the same feel, just retro music vibes.
Number 3 is the Casey Center, also known as Wells Fargo Arena. Mm-hmm. And I remember my first game going to the brand new Wells Fargo Arena at the time was a St. Edmunds basketball game versus I believe MOC Floyd Valley in the state tournament, and I got to sit front row to watch this. And I watched MOC Floyd Valley hit a 3-quarter buzzer beater the end of the 3rd quarter, and it was wild. The coolest switch I've ever seen. That arena blew up, and it was a great addition. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was good resting spot. Say thank you to the Barn for all you've done, but it's time to move on here. And the Wells Fargo did it for so much time. Now known as the Casey Center. Never caught a musical event there, but it seems like it's always been a great time for people who do attend that.
Yeah, Nate, I actually think I left Casey Center off here because I have some more niche ones, but it's great. I saw Shane Gillis, the comedian, last May. I've seen Garth Brooks in the Casey Center.
You saw Garth Brooks?
It's not. Yeah,
nice.
In 2018, I think.
Oh shit! All right.
It's not my favorite for music, but all around, I think you have to include it when you make a list like this.
I always think of
the top artists.
I'm always thinking of Dippin' Dots.
You always get a Dippin' Dot there, for sure. Yep. State basketball these days. Yep. Great choice for your venue there.
My number 2 is Hilton Magic. I've only been to Hilton once. It was back when it was like Matt Thomas, I believe his God, who was it? Melvin Edgem. I think it was Edgem's senior year when they started off a really good run there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was cheering so hard against them, but they absolutely destroyed me. But just walking in, you enjoyed the setup what Hilton Coliseum was, and just from what you see on TV and you see the crowd, it's unfortunate that they push the students back a little bit. I would like to see them a little bit more on top of the court, but there's no denying that Hilton is a top venue here in the state of Iowa, if not one of the country for college basketball.
Yeah, I think within the last few years, it's really established itself as a top venue in the state of Iowa and definitely across the nation. It's getting an insane amount of love from even people like that have always revered the Cameron Crazies, Cameron Indoor, and some of those bigger arenas as number one. I think it's getting national recognition. So I'm glad you brought that up. I don't think I've been there since 2014. I'd love to get back there soon. Number two,
I don't think we'd be welcomed.
Oh, I think if we put on a little Cyclone gear, get I
don't want to be welcomed there. I want them
fake
hostile.
excited for you. You want to be like old school, like last year when we went to the UNI game and wearing Drake stuff.
Yeah, a year ago today. Yeah, we walked with our Drake gear with Social House, and we had a warm welcome.
So you want a hostile welcome from Hilton? I think we should do that sometime.
I want it at its best.
That's fair. I see that.
Cyclone Larry waiting for me at half court to rip my ass a new one.
Yeah, that'd be a great time to meet up with old Cyclone Larry. Do a little basketball viewing with him. Nate, number 2, Surf Ballroom plus Codfish Hollow. This is my celebrity pick from Mike from the Pork Tornadoes. Still have not gone. I think you've been to Surf Ballroom before. Maybe not.
I actually haven't. My mom lives there basically every single weekend though.
I'm putting those on my list because, one, they look amazing. It looks like they have a ton of awesome history, great artists that have been through there, and I'm putting it on my to-do list for this summer to go there.
Let me know.
And then number 1. Yeah, let's. Hey, maybe you told us to go. Number 1, Jones County Fairgrounds, and this is totally out of right field. I bet you never saw this one coming. And does it even qualify as a venue? I don't know. It's an amphitheater / grandstand technically, but it is probably my favorite concert I've been to. We got to see Three Doors Down, and it was awesome. It's a great viewing experience for music.
Part of the Great Jones County Fair Mafia.
Yep.
Colt, I see you.
Oh, I got roped in one day. I was only there for like 8 hours, and I was like, coolest thing ever.
Yeah, when we're down in Cascade with the brewery tour, the Billers and all of their friends were swearing on their rights and their lives that you need to attend the Great Jones County Fair.
If we have a free weekend, I think we should try and do it. It's pretty cool.
I'm sure the headlines are out. I'd like to know because I'm a big country guy. This last couple of years, I love country music, and I would assume that's usually the headlines there.
Yeah.
Or they bring in some pop music too.
Looks like they got Bailey Zimmerman at least, Megan Maroney. Yeah, we'll have to circle back on some of that stuff. I think that'd actually be a fun episode in general, just kind of highlighting all the different country artists. I know we've had some of those as news headlines, but it's going to be a great year for music in Iowa.
Jack Trice got left off the list, but they'll get an honorable mention with how they're innovating with music now as like live music events there at Jack Trice Stadium. Yep. I still don't like them because they don't serve beer. Bathroom line is a disaster there, and I'm sorry, it's just not a top 5 venue to me. Number 1 though is Kinnick Stadium, the historic Kinnick Stadium, and ever since they did the renovation to the north end zone. God, how many years ago is that now? 5, 6 years ago, maybe even older. Is completely changed the atmosphere to an already awesome atmosphere of all of college football, where it's absolutely deafening on the north side there, and so much history there. I've seen so many some of the best times of my life are inside that stadium. Unfortunately, some of the worst times of my life are also inside that stadium, but it'll always be a part of me, and I think it has a larger. I'm not going to say it because I know it has a large impact on the state of Iowa, and there's no place like Saturday in Kinnick Stadium.
Agreed. One of the coolest experiences I think you can do if you're visiting the state. Would the Mark Gronowski touchdown against Oregon rank in your top 1 or 2 if we had won that game?
Yes. Yes. It just a terrible day in the rain, and it had to be capped off in the right way. Unfortunately, it got capped off even a worse way. So hard to tell, but God, one of my best memories The worst memory is probably that one. Number 2 is a last second Penn State touchdown throw in the north end zone right in front of us.
Yeah.
But my two best memories are versus probably both against Penn State. So I've seen a lot of wins there. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fun.
Mm-hmm. It's been so long for me, but one of my first experiences was a walk-off field goal, and just like the storming the field, the walk back, even after you're out of the venue back to the Ped Mall, the vibes around and in the stadium were just top tier.
Yeah, it's all anybody in that city cares about that day, and I bleed the black and gold, so I love it, guys. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. We're going to a comedy show here Saturday. We don't know what the hell we're getting ourselves into in Cedar Falls.
Yeah. We will be up in your neck of the woods this weekend seeing a comedy show. I wish we had the name to shout out. We can recap it next week, but not sure what we're getting into. It's going to be good to have the boys together though, and full recap coming. Anything else crazy going on?
No, just all these our friends' birthdays. It's an unbelievable stretch of birthdays here from January to February.
Yeah.
My wife. Did Darren have her birthday? I don't remember.
She's got it April 29th. But man, we have a lot of travel coming up. Going to South by Southwest in a couple of weeks. Got a golf trip at the end of March. Got her birthday and her bachelorette and my bachelor, then getting married. It's a lot of stuff going on this year.
You got a lot of shit going on until the end of May.
Mm-hmm. It makes for fun recaps and worldly experience that hopefully we can share with the viewers. So
yeah, I'm glad you're getting that in. So let's get her done. Let's pump to see you this weekend. Hopefully we get more of the snow out of the way. I'm sick of it already. Let's get moving on for the month of February, and let's get ourselves into March.
Let's do it. See you, people.